Hey, everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to the PHLY Flyers Pregame Show presented by Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY Hockey to get Coors Light delivered or to find a store near you. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games tonight. Joining me, it's Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle. How you doing tonight, Hinks?
Good. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in 100 years.
It's been a long time. I know people are always excited when they see Kelly Hinkle in studio.
Weirdos.
We get a lot of requests. Like, when's Kelly going to be on? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I have a schedule. Man. I know on the post games because that's there. But the rest of the time, like, she tells me. I don't write it down.
I just show up.
Yeah, you do tell me. I just, like, I got a lot of things going on in my head.
There's a lot.
It's not really that much. But
important things.
They put me in charge of this stuff, and I'm like, have I not developed the persona of an irresponsible idiot?
I think you've
for
done
long enough?
Very well.
But here we are,
Yeah.
Flyers Sabres tonight down at the Wells Fargo Center. We are here with the pregame show. We'll be back with postgame. You know how it goes. Charlie joins us with that. But we have some lineup notes to get started tonight. We got word early today that from Jordan Hall, he said, sounds like Sean Couturier is a game-time decision. Tortorella said if Couturier can go, Morgan Frost will be out of the lineup. No shock there. And the Inquirer's Jackie Spiegel later tweeted, Flyers lineup still a little uncertain. Per John Tortorella, Coots, TBD. If Couturier can go, Frost is out. So we got that, but it is Fedotov in net tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we got Jordan Hall a little later. Good to go if they need me. Sean Couturier. Sure sounds like the captain is coming back after missing his first game of the season with a lower body injury. That's the first thing I want to talk about is, I guess Coots is in. But it's very, very funny. And I see we just got the maybe some lines from Charlie. Sean Couturier is on the ice for the Flyers in warm-up, so it appears he's going to play tonight. Great news for the Flyers, who kind of obliterated in terms of puck possession on Thursday to get their best puck possession center back. And yeah, Thursday was, Kelly, you weren't here for the proceedings. That was a game, huh?
I saw some of it because I have a thing on Thursday nights. And what I saw was, it sure was a hockey game. It was a hockey game.
They had 7 shots through the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, they did.
Win 5-4 in overtime. And not as if it was a low-event game.
No.
Ivan Fedotov, and he's back in net again tonight. The reason they won, you look at the final line and go, all right, sub-900 save percentage, gave up 4, but they were getting demolished, and no one played particularly well. It just kind of happened like Anthony Richard and Matvei Michkov realized that Linus Ullmark was going to let in anything that came his way. Yeah. So they started firing pucks and they started going in, but not the best 60-plus minute effort from the Flyers on, that Thursday game. Yeah. And now we are back and Coots is back. So that is very good to see that he will be in the lineup tonight. It's a shame for Morgan Frost, but honestly, I am so done with the Morgan Frost conversation. I am honestly, I think I keep talking about trading Morgan Frost.
Yeah.
And I've even said, like, it'll be in the off season. It's not going to happen in season. But I think I'm trying to manifest. I want to talk about literally anyone else.
I was just going to say, remember like 2 years ago when we had like an entire season where every show we were like, I don't want to talk about Morgan Frost anymore. I just don't want to talk about him anymore.
Back where we started
right back to, I simply don't want to talk about Morgan Frost anymore.
But those
It's
are
not that important.
those are the lineup notes, the changes. As far as we know, Coots in, Frost out, Fedotov starting. On defense, Kelly, we do have something fun happening tonight. Erik Johnson's
Erik
1,000th career game. There will be a ceremony before game 1,001 on Monday, and aptly it is against Colorado, for whom he won the Stanley Cup, got the first handoff from Landeskog. I think 717 of his, now what will be 1,000 regular season games came playing for the Avs. So that's pretty cool for him. And
it is cool.
Listen, we know what Erik Johnson is. We know why he's here. He's a veteran presence.
Yeah.
He's the 7. He's been pressed into duty. I honestly thought they were going to line it up perfectly for 1,000 to be against the Avs. Yeah. And it's like, well, we're out of defense.
Yeah,
we already called up Emil Andre.
Sorry, dude.
We called up Andre, and we're still only at 6. Right. We have to, so it'll be 1,001 on Monday. But number 1,000 tonight, and we did this a few years ago. It was Claude Giroux's last game with the Flyers in that Nashville game.
Yeah,
I think the boys will be a little excited to try to get it done tonight for EJ. It's not like he's been here forever, but he seems like the most likable dude. Before Monday's game on the pregame show, there will be a segment I taped with Nate Rudolph from DNVR, and we talked about that matchup, so it's a little crossover.
Okay.
I did one hosting, and then he did one hosting. That'll air out there.
Oh, nice.
But it'll be cool. A little preview of the Avs, and he talked to Erik Johnson, what he means, like the face of that team when they were so freaking bad.
Yeah.
And then little by little, awesome dudes started trickling in, and then eventually they were, that team that won the Cup in 2022, all-star team.
Seriously.
It was like the 80s Oilers or something.
I was going to say like the 90s Red Wings. Like they were
silly.
Sick. Yeah.
But now he is here, and I think he's been a positive influence. I like his play better than Mark Stahl's last year.
I do like him better than Mark Stahl.
I like him. I don't have a problem with him being in the bottom of this rotation. Especially the way like Zamula has looked some of the season. So big night for EJ. Yeah. Looking forward to him getting that 1,000th game in the ceremony on Monday, Hinks. That will be pretty cool.
I think so.
But we also have, it looks okay. Matvei Michkov responded to the scratch, I would say, the way they wanted. Had the big game in his return against San Jose, the assist on the power play goal to TK. Scores on the breakaway, gets the shootout winner as well. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
And then, just a nice little overtime winner. Nobody played well. I can't be like, oh, Matvei was great. He did have 3 shots on goal, which I'm like, shoot more. You see his shooting percentage right now. It's like, that comes down a few ticks because you're shooting more. You're going to score a ton.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's 3 shots on goal, maybe 4. Wasn't great, but he gets the winner. I am encouraged that he is responding to the scratch the right way.
I hate.
I know.
I know. It's just like.
It's going to be this way, though. And
honestly,
he's getting coached for the first time,
Oh, you wanted John Tortorella to be fired for scratching Matvei Michkov, and he came in and scored a goal. Like, he probably would have scored a goal anyway. He's really good.
Yeah, he scores a lot.
Yeah, he's a good hockey player. He would have come around eventually.
He leads all rookies in scoring.
I need people to just stop pretending that, like, the healthy scratch is a kind of, like, magic potion that just fixes hockey players every time he does it. It's not. It's annoying is what it is.
I'm fine with it being a teaching tool, one, in response to what they said was, what Elliot Friedman reported was some sort of interaction on the bench.
I have so many questions about that. When I saw that, I was like, oh boy, what happened? Because here's the thing. If it was him, if it was body language, if John Tortorella scratched him for 2 games because he did not like his body language.
I think it's my guess.
I'm like, could we all be adults?
Because Charlie told me he looked into it. He doesn't have an actual answer on what it is.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure they'll never tell
To me, it's a last straw thing.
I guess.
The number of things that came up on film, whether it's covering for a pinching defenseman, some of the stuff he does in the offensive zone where he's kind of playing hero puck out there, and it's like, well, that's what he's done his whole life. He does have to adjust, and now it's, guess what? Everyone you're out there with, also an NHL player. Like, when he's in Sochi, he's the only one by a lot.
To be fair, I can see why he may have expressed frustrations about his line mates in some of those previous games, because a lot of the team was playing like crap, and he's trying to get stuff done, and no one's doing the things that he wants them to do on the ice. So maybe he got pissed off at a line mate. I don't know.
But if
whatever it was,
if it's a culmination of all those things,
guess,
and it's 2 days in November, and now
is.
we move on, and he ends up with 80 games played this year,
yeah, it's fine.
I'm not going to be all that worried about it. But we are seeing him score and score well, and that's fun. And
that's all I want.
you know who else is scoring is Travis Konecny, man.
He's been
9 goals, 19 points in 17 games. 5-game point streak. He has 9 points in these last 5 games. He's been really, really good. And I got one of the mailbag questions I took yesterday. It was like, oh, I guess all the people who are like, his contract is too high are pretty quiet now. And honestly, I never thought the money was too much. I just wasn't sure if it made sense. Right. I was simply just not enthusiastic about the decision because
that is what he's worth.
He's going to be like 30 or older when this team's actually good. Like maybe we get 29 or something, but like he's going to be in his 30s probably when they're ready to go. They're a sub 500 team right now. Like, and he's scoring over a point a game.
Which we needed.
Yeah, badly. We need, and I do think even though it is a rebuild, it's tough to develop guys when, like we just said, like Michkov, if he's out there with a bunch of plumbers.
Right, not great.
Like he's going to be real mad. And he's going to develop some bad habits.
Right.
When he passes the puck to Travis Konecny and Travis Konecny scores, that encourages him to do the right things rather than like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to try to Michigan it again.
Yeah, it's why tanking doesn't always work. Folks.
I believe it may have something to do with some of the development for that team that plays in that building. Well, but that's a different story. I'm pretty pleased with what I am seeing out of TK right now. As I am, I got to give it to the other side of the Travi, Hinkle. Travis Sanheim, averaging over 25 minutes a game. 25.
He played like 30 some minutes.
He had
several
back-to-back games, I think, of 30, and last game it was down at like 28.
He's trying to kill him.
Yeah, he's just seeing what seeing what he can handle. Right now, he's averaging 25.09, fifth most in the league. He has 9 points, which you look at some of the defensive scoring, it's like, oh. But they're all at even strength. He doesn't play on the power play. He is moving the puck. He's contributing. He's defending well. Showing a little more toughness than I've come to expect out of him. One of my major gripes with him is like, if you're going to be that big and you're going to play that much, every now and then you got to hit somebody. He took that cross-checking interference, whatever it was, in front of the net the other night. It was like, I'm fine with it. Don't do it every game.
No,
but you're battling and you knock a guy down with your stick. That's hockey, man. That's how growing up, that's what we were taught to do. I know it's a much different game now, but I'm fine with that out of my number one defenseman. Never thought I'd get here with Sanheim, but he's real good.
I mean, and there was a lot of worry when York went out about like what's going to happen because Cam York was arguably their best defenseman before he got hurt. And Sanheim's really stepped up and he's kind of shown that like Cam York's not the guy on that pair. Like Sanheim's the guy on that pair. And maybe we didn't realize that the reason Cam York looked so good is because of Travis Sanheim. I think for his entire career, actually, Flyers fans have kind of like not given Travis Sanheim the respect that he deserves.
We wanted him to be bigger Gostisbehere.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted him to fly around. We wanted him to create offense.
And he's not that guy yet.
And that's not who he is. But in terms of a two-way defenseman,
pretty good.
Playing number one minutes, it was another question in the mailbag yesterday. Like, I know, I still think the thought process behind the Sanheim contract makes no sense. You bring in John Tortorella, and he's here to evaluate. And before he has a chance to coach one regular season game, we signed Sanheim to an unmovable contract.
You let the guy you knew you were going to fire.
Yeah.
Sign him
much
to
like
an
they
unmovable
did,
contract.
Like when they let Homer sign Andrew McDonald and then replaced Homer. Why? But obviously Sanheim considerably better than McDonald. Yes. And at this point, with a lot of that deal left, the cap going up maybe even more than we're expecting. Maybe. It could happen. Even if he's ultimately just a second pair guy, I mean...
You need good second pair guys.
It looks like he's tied... I think I said yesterday he's tied for the 47th highest cap hit amongst defensemen.
47?
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I'll take it. It might end up being a bargain.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing out of this team right now. And those are the keys right now. Michkov, Konecny, and Sanheim. Looking forward to seeing some more Tony Dick, though.
Yo, what's up with Tony Dick?
Just keep scoring.
He's a real guy.
He keeps scoring.
He might be a guy.
It's definitely.
I'm into it. It's like such a fun
This
story.
is the argument I've been making with him, and it's something we've talked about, like going back to BSH. Like,
yeah.
We're allowed. It's the league. It's not just a Tortorella or a Flyers thing. You're allowed to be a one-dimensional player if that dimension is defense.
Yes.
Even if like what you do puts you on defense. It's like, yeah, but he's good in the zone. Well, he better be.
Yeah.
Because they're only in the zone when he's out there.
Right.
Like, why can't, especially on a team that cannot score like the Flyers, why can't one of those bottom six role players be a guy who generates some offense for you? Can put the puck in the net, can be on the power play for you maybe.
All I want is one-dimensional offensive players.
Why?
It's literally all I want. It's why I can't get mad at Matvei Michkov ever.
No. Yeah.
You stand on that red line, you cherry pick, you do whatever you want.
Do what you got to do.
You sulk. I don't care. It's fine. Just score a lot of goals. I need it.
I want to get into the goalies a little bit, Hinks. It will be Ivan Fedotov in net tonight, getting the start. Kolosov backing up. Erson's still not ready to go. I'm good with Fedotov getting, I guess, the majority, especially once Ersson comes back.
Sure.
If Fedotov is your number 2 and he gets the backup starts. But for right now, if Kolosov is here, why not play him?
I don't really see a problem with like rewarding Fedotov for, while not a great performance, like maybe his best performance.
The most normal?
Yeah, he didn't look crazy. Like they won the game. Like I kind of like the idea of maybe letting him build off of that and see if maybe he can, do something with it. We'll see, I guess. I don't really care that much, honestly.
I don't care that much. It's just like Kolosov is in some regard or another a part of the future.
Yeah, for sure.
And him not playing at all because he's up with the team and now he hasn't played in a game in how long? I just don't know how that's beneficial for him.
That's fair.
Maybe they think right now Fedotov gives them the best chance, and we know that's just how John Tortorella is going to coach.
Or maybe they think Kolosov is a better choice against the Avalanche?
That could be.
Maybe.
That could very well be. We'll see if Ersson is ready to go on Monday.
Because Fetty's flippity-floppity nonsense. I mean, I know the Avs are not the Avs of yore, but they still got dudes.
Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen and Cale Makar. I just named 3 superstars.
Exactly. Like they can score some goals. So maybe they're thinking like Kolosov, numbers-wise is not really better than Fedotov.
No.
But like he looks
better.
just
looks more normal.
He looks less
Visually,
crazy.
he's better.
Visually, he's better. And so maybe they think that like that calming presence in net against a better team is the way to go. And maybe they're thinking like, oh, we'll just give Fetty the Sabres because, it's the Sabres.
No Tate Thompson tonight.
Although they have won 5 of 6, 4 or 5.
4 or 5, I believe.
4 or 5, yeah. So they're on one a little bit. But, I mean, I kind of see the thought process behind it. My thought is that it's like to let Fedotov build off of what was a pretty good game that he won for them. So we'll see if that happens.
Now, what do you make of this Kevin Kerr's report, I guess, and his story on The Athletic the other day? It looks like it's going to be Fedotov and Kolosov maybe through next week. Ersson's injury allows the Flyers to keep carrying Kolosov, whom the Flyers believe would return to the KHL if he's reassigned, rather than report back to Lehigh Valley.
I got to tell you.
I mean, bro, you're not that good.
Just go.
I'm
done with you.
I think he has, in a few years, what it could take to be an NHL goalie. Sure. Right now, I think he can tread water and be what he is, which is But he's clearly not ready. No. Not only are his NHL numbers not very good, limited sample, I know. Nor are his AHL numbers.
No, he wasn't good there either. And here's the thing, dude. Like, you wanted to be this guy. You said, no, put me up there or I'm going home. So you had to come up and you had to say, you can't send me back. Like, you had to make your case. And, like, sorry, buddy, you haven't done that. So, like, if it's NHL or nothing for you, then all right, God. Have fun.
I don't want to totally burn the bridge, but it doesn't seem as if the Flyers are the ones setting fire.
No, if this is his attitude, he's a piss baby.
That's the the culture
with you.
the culture they're building, the thing that they tell us about all the time. It's like, but we have one guy who thinks he's just above it all.
If it would be one thing if he came up here and he played really, really well, or even like okay. He hasn't even been okay.
Maybe
been
he recognizes he's not ready. Like if his numbers in the NHL and AHL aren't good, it's like,
is Allentown that bad? Do we still hate Allentown that much?
I guess.
Do they have a Russian guy yet?
Maybe they don't have any friends for him down there yet.
Send down with him. No one's gonna claim him. I promise you.
All right,
both
and
go.
That will get us to our pregame picks segment. This pregame pick segment is brought to you by Bet365. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. We have a few tonight, including one I told myself I was never going to do again.
Oh, no, I see it.
We're going to start with the total goals over 6 at -115. It's Devin Levi in net tonight. UPL is out for Buffalo. So both goalies have goals against averages approaching 4.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to bode well for some scoring.
It does.
The Sabres, even, they have some injuries, and Tage Thompson not playing, a couple other guys. No Tage, no Luukkonen, no Greenway. They still have another 7 guys in double-digit points. They score some goals. And while the Flyers' offense has struggled overall, they're over 3.5 goals a game in their last 5. They've been the offense has picked up a bit in the last 2 weeks. So we're going to go with this over 6 here. They just played a 9-goal game.
I would like a barn burner.
Always for it. If it's going to be, if this is what they're going to be.
Exactly.
Just score a ton of goals.
I would rather see a 6-5 loss than a 2-1 loss.
And we're going to do it. We're going to bet on Owen Tippett anytime goal.
Yes.
Plus 210. He has 5 goals in 9 career games against Buffalo, including his only career hat trick against the Sabres back in March 2023. Tippett hasn't really hit one of those streaks yet this year. His patented, 5 goals in 4 games sort of thing. Maybe tonight's the night.
I feel good about it, Bill. I feel like tonight you're going to get there.
Not a great goalie in net for Buffalo's. We're going to hopefully have a lot of offense in this one. You think that would bode well for Owen Tippett. And finally, Joel Farabee. Over 0.5 point. We need 1 point out of Joel Farabee at plus 135.
Could you get 1 point?
6 goals, 15 points in 17 career games against the Sabres.
I like it.
It's one of his highest, maybe his highest total against any team. Why not? Why not get in on a Joel Farabee point at plus 135? That brings us to these Buffalo Sabres. It's just so funny what they are. All these high draft picks, and listen, the Atlantic is just real tough, and that's a reality of the division they're in and the format of these playoffs. They're 8-1. They're 6th in the Atlantic. By total points, they're only 1 out of the second wild card behind the Islanders right now. But they're hockey 500, trail the Isles 529, Sens 531, and Tampa 567 by points percentage. They're just this team that is constantly, we need to make a step, and they never take a step.
I'm going to point at them forever. Every time you tell me that the Flyers should have torn it down and gone full tank, and I'm going to point at the Buffalo Sabres, and I'm going to say that's what they did, and here we are 10 years later, and they still stink. It doesn't always work. I'm not saying the Briere thing is going to work either. I don't know yet.
I have no idea.
Tanking doesn't always do it, and the Sabres are your Exhibit A.
I guess would look a little different without Jack Eichel.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But
But that's a situation that happened.
They did that to themselves.
Yeah.
So
they could have just let him get the disc replacement surgery.
Yeah.
Farabee had it right after that.
Why did you do that? That was very stupid.
It was just an odd
thing.
thing.
Extremely good hockey player. You're dumb.
I think I heard on 32 Thoughts the other day, that's a thing that's going to come up in the CBA. Players want final say.
I mean, honestly, it's wild. Why are we having this conversation? How is it not I'm sorry, this is my neck that I have to use to walk, so I'm gonna go ahead and get
do you think he just
surgery.
wants his career to be over?
Yeah, no.
He's gonna, I'm just gonna collect a check for a few years, and I was one of the highest touted prospects the last 10 years. Yeah, I'm done. I don't think that was his, I don't know. No. The owners are they're the owners. But this Buffalo team, man, they regularly crack me up with, oh, yeah, we're taking a step and we're bringing in the Devin Levi. He's the next one.
Sure.
You look at Devin Levi, and maybe he goes on to have a career. He's only, I think, 23 years old.
He's very young.
Very young, especially for a goalie. We know their primes are like considerably later than skaters, especially at this point where dudes are in their prime at like 20. But Levi started the year, and it's like, okay, first couple of games, looked like the guy they were hoping he could be. 919 save percentage in those first two. Since then, he's allowed 15 goals over his last 4 games, 837 save percentage. He's won 3-0 in his last 4.
Oh, we're getting a real goalie battle tonight.
That's what's honestly like betting the over
good.
in this one, having these 2 goalies in net with like some of the worst numbers in the league. We're going to have a 2-1 game.
I was going to say, it's going to be a 1-0.
2-1 in a shootout without a question in my mind.
Bill, if this game goes to overtime, I swear to God, I can't take it anymore. Stop it.
Hinkle.
Please, just win or lose in regulation one time.
No, they are going to get into the playoffs on loser points this year. They are, and they are doing like pretty well in these overtime games.
I know, but enough already.
Is it 4 in a row that have gone to overtime?
Yes.
Is that what it's been?
At least 4.
I think it's 4.
Some of us have bedtimes, the Flyers.
I have their schedule right here. Yeah, shootout at Tampa, shootout at Florida, shootout at home against San Jose, overtime win against Ottawa.
I will say,
can they make it 5 straight?
No, Bill. The 3-on-3 overtimes this year have been pretty good.
They've been good.
They've been less.
I know
boring.
Everyone gets mad at I don't have that big of a problem with it.
The shootout or the 3-on-3?
The 3-on-3.
Oh, I love the 3-on-3.
Like everyone,
it should go 10 minutes.
Oh, it's this possession game. It's not even hockey. Like, I don't know. It kind of is.
It is.
Like, it's still. There's still turnovers. If you shoot and there's a rebound, it kicks out. Like, there's still a lot of odd man rushes.
It's been a lot less
It's
boring.
just not what it was that first one, Flyers Tampa, the first year.
Yeah.
Like, because that was silly.
It was wild.
That was barely, like, that's not hockey either.
The first, 2 weeks of 3-on-3 was just, the Wild West. It was crazy. It was never going to stay like that forever. But this year, I feel like it's been a little bit less boring than last year. I would just like to see fewer of them.
Do we have any super chats, Brent? No. We do not.
No super
Excellent.
chats.
Okay. We are
slacking.
on schedule then. That is good to hear. No, are you starting to come around on the shootout?
No.
No?
No.
They're good at them now, though.
I know, but first of all, I was fine with ties. I'm fine with ties. I don't know what the problem with ties is in the regular season. But they should, if we're going to, 10 minutes of the overtime then. I need more real hockey before we get to the skills comp.
What if we did 7?
7's a weird number.
It's hockey. 82 is a weird number.
7 minutes, 30 seconds.
7 minutes, 30 seconds. What if we did 4-on-4, then 3-on-3?
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
The 4-on-4 wasn't all that good.
I still hate that they do 4-on-3 for power plays. They should do 3-on-2.
That would be very fun.
It would be hilarious.
That would be a really, really good time.
And those things real quick. 3-on-2.
I mean, it's a 4-on-3 power play is still an insane amount of ice.
Yeah.
But it is kind of hard still to get to the middle. Do we have lines yet? That is something.
Yes.
We do have the actual lines. Okay. So it's Coots is back with Tippett and TK. Lawton with Brink and Farabee. Cates, we swapped out Paling and Cates on that third line. Cates did have a strong game the other night, so this is a promotion for him.
Why is Michkov on the third line?
I kind of like it.
What do you like about it? I love Bobby Brink.
Matvei
Michkov is not a third.
It has nothing to do with anyone else. I like getting him out there in some. He doesn't need to play 20 minutes a game. He's 19 years old. He doesn't need top pair matchups, and that's what he's going to get with Sean Couturier.
Yeah.
I think this is good for him right now. He can still play with Coots and Konecny and Tippett on the power play. I don't have a problem with it. Listen, in an ideal world, he's your first line right winger. But there's no right answer. You look at the group of players that they have, and there's no fit. So you have some speed out there with Richard, a guy who has been scoring. He's an offensive oriented player. Noah Cates has been pretty good lately. I liked it better with Paling just because I wanted all that speed to help create some odd man rushes.
Speed, yeah.
We haven't seen. Tortorella told us last year, the reason we're doing this rush-based offense is the bad Russian's coming over, and I want to get ready for him. And we haven't really seen that much on the rush out of him. And then his first game with Paling and Richard, 2 rush goals for that line.
Yeah.
A breakaway and a 2-on-1. So
just needs dudes that can keep up with him.
Subbing Cates in, I don't like it as much, but I just don't see a right fit. I don't know
what it is, but I don't think it's this. I don't want this kid John Tortorella. I don't want the fun beaten out of him.
I just don't think that's going to happen. Like, they still want him producing on offense.
No,
that's
8
the
minutes
thing.
a night?
Like, I mean, he's getting 15, 16 minutes still. It's not as if he's playing fourth line minutes. He still gets all the power play time, and it's just he's got a little bit different partners out there. It's not like there's a true first line.
I'm going to settle down.
All right. We will settle down. We will choose chill with some ice cold Coors Lights, watching Flyers Sabres. This has been PHLY Flyers Pregame, presented by Coors Light. Visit CoorsLight.com/PHLY Hockey to get Coors Light delivered or find a store near you. We will be back for post-game. Charlie will be joining us from the Wells Fargo Center with his report after as well. So make sure you're following us right here for that. Follow at PHLY_Flyers on Twitter. That's where I do my in-game tweeting. And follow the podcast as well, because why the hell not? Just search PHLY Flyers. That's it. I'm Bill Matz. That's Kelly Hinkle. Until post-game, let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.